Hi guys, welcome to the channel today. The title of the video is called Where Did Android Phone Makers Go Wrong? And I'm going to try to explain. I'm going to cover 5 sections. First, I'm going to set the scene using this tweet from Untitled Chapter. Then I'm going to talk about pricing. Then I'm going to talk about features. Then I'm going to talk about design cycles. I'm going to talk about gates and bugs and overall stability. Then I'm going to do a recap, and I'm going, of course, to provide my recommendation. Let me start with this first tweet from Untitled Chapter. Years ago, it was cute when nerds recommended Android phones because they offered more for less. Please memorize this, offered more for less. I think this is really key and essential for my video. Today, that behavior is just ignorant. Starting at 1000 USD, 120 Hz, QHD display, good cameras, excellent customer satisfaction, long battery life, solid software, A15 Bionic chip, and great audio. Yeah, I mean, you'll know it's an iPhone 13 Pro. But the catchphrase here, and also the reason for me using this tweet, is because they offered more for less. And this is something very, very important, guys. So this is me setting the scene here, all right? But this video is not going to be only about pricing. It's going to cover also many other things. Remember 2017 when the Note 8 was announced, the Galaxy Note 8, it was one of the first few phones to almost approach and break the $1,000 barrier. People were really scratching their heads. They were really blindballed by this price, and Samsung were really one of the first few to push phones towards 1,000 USD and break this price barrier. But it all circles around inflation. It all circles around companies or phone makers using high-end parts like more storage, more RAM, etc., and more premium parts. And something that you cannot find here is also, of course, chip shortage. Now, in the last 2 years, you know, we're living in a pandemic where companies are getting their hands on chips is not so easy. And of course, this kind of drives the prices going up and up. But we have these price increases, and they started before the pandemic. Android premium phones used to have this very competitive advantage over the iPhones, and it was really the pricing. Remember who invented flagship? Like, the flagship killer ideology was you buy a phone that really has it all and you just don't pay the premium price. We always knew it sounded a bit catchy. So nowadays, if you want to get really your hands on the best in-class device from Android, you need to be ready to pay the full price. Bugs included, as you're going to see in one of my other sections. Okay, section 2 was pricing. Section 3, I want to talk about features. I want to show you, this is one of my other videos that I did a while ago. It does really only have 600 views, which is really sad, but it talks about 15 features that Samsung removed in the S21 series from previous generations. And I'm going to put a link down below to this video, and I have actually all the features there, like no charger in the box, no headphones, no headphone jack, no iris scanner, no heart rate sensor, no blood oxygen saturation measurement, no dual aperture, no WQHD display, no micro SD slot, no optical zoom, no dedicated hardware button, no LED notification, no screen edges, no Bluetooth Unplus support. Yeah, those things are real and they are there. There's also another thing I want to draw your attention. When I say features and we put Android into this picture, we think most certainly about gimmicks. Android phone makers are trying to be very innovative, and they try to push the boundaries. You know, we have folding phones, you have the camera under displays, and etc. But let's be honest and realistic, guys. A lot of these features are really first generation features, so we kind of like our early adopters. And that's not a problem, right? And they're gimmicks. This is the problem. So we need to pay the full premium price to get our hands on the best Android top-in-class devices. But at the same time, we are just nothing more, nothing less but first-gen adopters. We are like beta testers, and we get gimmick features that doesn't really offer any quality of life improvements. Apple iPhone, very slow, very solid development, right? They implement very minor changes, right? And almost every time quality of life improvements, right? We always make jokes about them, you know, they are using sometimes outdated technology, but it is what they're doing, right? It works quite well for them because we can all see the numbers. And this brings me to my next topic, which is the fourth topic. I want to talk about design cycles. Remember how the old iPhones had a 2-iteration cycle. We had the iPhone 4, then we had the iPhone 4S the next year, then we had the iPhone 5, and then the next year the 5S, and then we had the iPhone 6 and then 6S. Nowadays, the phone makers put new models every year, but they're also killing some models more often, like Samsung, for example, killed the Note series. Okay, now we have the Ultra series. Last year we also got the S Pen support for the S21 Ultra, and right now everybody is saying that in the S22 Ultra we're gonna have the S Pen inside. So now is the Ultra a Note or whatever? I mean, you see my point, right? iPhone design, same for many years. New changes are very small and they are adopted slowly during a lifespan of 2-3 years. Android designs, we have new designs every year, and it's very hard to build the customer loyalty and also the relation with a brand. And this brings me to my next topic, which is talking about gates and bugs and overall stability. If I tell you what are like the major scandals you can think of when I say iPhone, I myself can remember two. We have the antenna gate, and then we had the bend gate, and that's pretty much it. Android phones have so many. We really lost count, from exploding Samsung phones, from Pixel phones shipped without OS installed, from the very recent Google Pixel 6 chaos of bugs, bad reception, user interface bugs, overheating, you name it, it's all there, right? And this is actually just a very short list. My next and final section is recap and recommendation. So why I'm doing this, because we need to have a common ground for a new baseline to be set. So we need to kind of reset the baseline. And I can, guys, give you a very nice example. S21 series from Samsung, for me, had a nearly perfect design. Why is Samsung now sticking with this if all the leaks are true, and why they're changing it every time? Is this because of the material shortage, or is it because it's more expensive, like the material cost? Android phone makers can iPhoneize themselves, and I think they can only profit from this. What does this mean actually in practice? Like slowing down the updates on the features, don't release gimmick features, focus only on quality of life improvements and on real novelties, real functionalities, right? There are going to be always this Chinese brand, most probably, that are going to push the boundaries, right? And if you want to test like all these new things like the camera under the display and this and that, fine. But don't put this in the major Android phones. Make them stable again, right? And yeah, then maybe the price is going to be a little bit more justified. Also, stick with the design. If the S22 design is going to be really different from the S21 design, then why? I mean, you need to stick with something when it's already good and just improve it. And guys, if you have liked this video, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like down below. If you have any comments, I'll be happy to hear them. Put them down below the video. And yeah, with that said, please stay safe. PSD over and bye.